Welcome to Akhand Vidyashram, the first institute of impeccable wisdom, the perfect human shapes, the divine human muscles and skeleton. My dharma, the impeccable wisdom, my greater Disvid Divyank, the divine design of nature, which is the perfect object of the universe that designed and created. Impeccable wisdom is enlightening, Akhand Vidya wisdom is empowering. With Divyank, we are going to understand the beauty of muscles and skeletons of a perfect human being. Saransh, the essence of what I've been talking from before the creation, there was darkness, andhakar, tamas, and according to Rig Veda, that was a stage which nobody can understand, and I know it was filled with isomers of neon 21. That is a concept with which Divyank is made. With the light of Divyank, I'm saying primordial space was filled with isomers and neon 21. During creation of the universe with the Big Bang, isomers of neon 21 collided to form neon 22 and with that effulgence, and from that light all the elements of the universe are created, which are found in the periodic table as we have today. Same beauty is found in Rig Veda, and same beauty has been beautifully described in Aitreya Upanishads. And I'm surprised that as a spiritual scientist, I'm able to see the spirituality and science, two sides saying the same thing in the same perfect way, maybe better than what science has done, but spirituality as such has been explained by different people. So I'm redefining Ved Upanishads with a periodic table in such a way that we understand the whole thing so that we become perfect normal in ourselves. What is interested in periodic table? It talks about 7 periods, and that is what Sanatana Dharma is talking about. Everything which is gross is made of 7 parts. When it's a dynamic stage, and I'm talking about we human beings are made of 10.344 dimensions, whereas external universe, Mahabrahman, is made of 18 groups. This particular periodic table talks of those things which are useful to the human beings, also those things which are not useful to us, but they're useful to the higher consciousness, which has got 18 groups. And that is Adi Prashakti, which has got 18 arms and its organ. We can relate to helium and neon 21. But more than that is organ 40. And that is also seen both in periodic table, Rig Veda, Aitreya Upanishad, all the scriptures of Sanatana Dharma, and I'm just trying to show this is what it is all about. Now, from that light brilliant effulgence which appeared with neon 21, went through the 10 stages of involution to form into 5 states: earth element, which was 38.19, bhumi, prithvi bhuta, earth element, then water in ocean is 61.8034%. These two are the gross forms with which we live, and these two forms can give us sattvic food, pure vegetarian diet, which can lead to kapha dosha if we concentrate only on that. But to go further to fire element, agni, that is where fire comes, pith comes, liver comes. That is Rajasic quality. Then go to the air element where Vat comes to play. Then you go to Nirankar, Nirgun, Brahman. These are the 5 elements explain that also the essence of Ayurveda and Siddhaveda to the world per se. And I have created these 5 symbols in a new form to explain the beauty of earth is square. When it is in put in dynamic state, it can be spherical. Water is in a crescent form. In every form, fire is going up like a triangle, 180 degrees. Earth is like a hexagonal, 360. Pentagon is the first symbol which I have made, which is not a part of Sanatana Dharma. But I do know, in essence, you have plasmatic state. At 1600 degrees centigrade, you can create energy, which is effulgence, which I am talking about, union of neon 21 and 21. And that is pentagon. It has got energy in every form. 180 fire plus Prithvi, 360, 540, 5 angles, each with 108. It's another wisdom which the world should understand and appreciate the beauty of mathematical designs of ancient Indian wisdom. Now to see the external world, there are 5 koshas which I have explained very well. The physical body as such is Annamaya Kosh. It is surrounded by Pranamaya Kosh, which relates to our beautiful emotional stability that we are one with everyone. That is important to become a perfect human. Mine and yours, definitely not. Rag and Dvesh is not. Vairag is allowed. Then Manomaya Kosh, the mind which thinks, knows the difference between right and wrong. And that is what philosophy is all about. Then go to Vigyanmaya Kosh, the scientific world, where we understand everything mathematically conclusive. Science, and we have the world at a higher level. When we know the world as such like that, we come to Anandamaya stage because we have all the knowledge of 64 arts. And that is what external world is to teach us. What we are studying from school, college to the university to research is only external world. If we have that knowledge, we can experience Satchitanand through the knowledge itself. Maybe that is what is Vidya Dadati Vinyam Vinyat Yati Patratam Patratam Cha Dhanam Dharam Sukham. If we want a sukh for everybody in the world, we should give impeccable wisdom. That's in this. Taittiriya Upanishad says there are 7 sheets inside, not 5 outside. Annamaya is outside, within that is Pranamaya Kosh, within that is Manomaya Kosh, within that is Vigyanmaya Kosh, within that is Anandamaya Kosh, within that is Guhyam, a cave which can be related to the central canal of the spinal cord or the ventricles of the brain. Atma should go there to become Jivatma and Paramatma is one, that is Advaita philosophy. When Jivatma is separate from Paramatma, what I've seen in the external, we have Dvaita philosophy. But when you come to this, you have to come to Advaita philosophy. Now let's come to the fertilization, zygote, embryo formation. Sperm and ovum come together through this, and then within 8 days they're implanted into the endometrium. First trimester, 3 months, there's a development of different synapses without any well-defined male or female form within the fetus. During the second one, there is a development of the human form with all the divinities and need for coming up. At the end of it, during that particular phase, when placenta starts getting things, and that is the beauty of Taittiriya Upanishad, beautifully in the light of modern science, I've been to explain, which has not been explained by anybody. Having understood that, after second semester, child is fit to have Antaratma, and that is what it is all about. Beautiful information, but what is understood here is 3 layers of growing fetus. You have ectoderm, mesoderm, and endoderm. Now, the 3 germinal layers, ectoderm is from which skin and nervous system are developed, mesoderm is where muscles and skeletons are developed, endoderm is the internal organs from which they are developed. Once you understand that, your science starts falling into place, and ancient wisdom and modern science comes to face, and we can have 1,000 times better knowledge than we have from either of the two. We need to bring ancient spirituality and modern science together and show that they're two sides of the same coin and choose the best of both and come to DIVYANK. That's what I have done about. Now, when human form is formed, it's called Pindan Brahman De Ek. So, human body and universe are identical. We are microcosmic represent macrocosmic universe. Now, as I've told you, on the physical body, there are 10 stages of development. We are not talking of universal consciousness, and that is skeleton, muscles, skin, digestive system, respiration, endocrine system, blood, internal vascular system, reproduction, and nervous system. These are the 10 systems which make sure that we become perfectly developed, sustain perfectly, and live our life to the best, blissful. Now let's come to the mesoderm term. Since we are talking of muscles and skeleton, so they are developed from mesoderm. You can see right on top is the ectoderm, middle is endoderm, the lower one is mesoderm, from which skeleton and muscles are developed. That's the beauty. Now, when we come to the question of human muscle system, there are 3 types of muscles. But let me give you a precise, concise information about skeletal muscles, smooth muscles, and cardiac muscles. Skeletal muscles are made of striated muscles. They are connected with skeleton and they are help in movement. Lower legs are required to go to the market to get things required for homeostasis for the human body. We need water, we need nutrients, we need a lot of essential things which we have to get in the market, for which skeletal muscles play an important role. Legs to fetch and hands to cook and then put into the mouth for us to digest. Having put the food, cooked food into the mouth, then smooth muscles take over, and this is involuntary system where skeletal is a voluntary system. Then whole digestion, ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, everything takes place within digestive system and the product is ready for to be used by the cells for homeostasis. And those products come to the blood and blood through the heart is pumped and distributed through blood vessel to the rest of the state. One more interesting point which I'm going to talk about it is skeletal muscles give a power of 1. 1 gram of glucose gives you 4 kilocalories. But cardiac muscle use fatty acids which give you 9 kilocalories, 2.2 times more. That basically because fatty acids when utilized for energy do not leave behind pyruvic acid or lactic acid. They are used up as such. That's the beauty of fatty acids and that's why cardiac muscles can survive unexhausted without any pain for that because they don't accumulate pyruvic acid lactic. That's another beautiful thing, precise, concise, to the point. The world can benefit from this knowledge, how the muscles have been designed by nature to perform different functions at different stages and all for homeostasis so that we can live rest of our life beautifully, perfectly, otherwise. Now let's come to the statistics of skeletal system. This particular picture is based on my own life. Top of head to my skeleton, if you take one particular thing, which can be divided into 4 parts. Top of the head to the heart is 25%, heart to the tailbone is 25%, tailbone to the knee is 25%, knee to the sole is 25%. I have the ideal body. Then from sole to the navel is 61.8% and navel to the head is 38%. This is DIVYANK. And I have a perfect physicalized body. Maybe I find it much more easier to develop. But people who do not have this combination, doesn't matter. You can have biochemically structure because that is important. Psychologically, you can be perfect. So if you have physical like this, fine. Otherwise, make sure that your physiology is perfect, biochemistry is perfect, psychology is perfect. As a result, you can lead a perfectly healthy life for generations. Now, brain and face is very important to protect the brain, which is the thinking part, which is the most evolved brain in the world is human brain. This is the only one which has got 3 outer layers of neocortex, which make us be in tune with Akash Kosh, get all the wisdom from the universal consciousness directly without anything. I have done that. And Akash Kosh frequency is 8.73. And I will to produce the same frequency of 8 hertz with eyes open throughout the brain. And my whole brain acts as an antenna to Akash Kosh. That's what I got DIVYANK and all this information about. Now, head has got 8 fixed bones, occipital 1, parietal 2, temporal 2, frontal 1, sphenoidal 1, ethmoidal 1, there are 8. But face has got 13 fixed bones, 2 nasal, 2 lacrimal, 2 palatine, 2 maxilla, 2 zygomatic, nearer 2 and 1 vomer. There are 13. But there is one bone which is not fixed, which is flexible, which is used for taking things inside for digestive system and also to speak out expressions of everything, and that is mandible. So you have a ratio of 22 bones and 21 fixed, 1 free. DIVYANK, first part, Brahmank, the first stage of creation, is seen in the brain because it's creating knowledge to the wisdom completely. Beautiful. Now, chest is as important as brain because without oxygen, brain cannot function. So oxygen has to be received and whole process of respiration of oxygen, expulsion of carbon dioxide is also based on DIVYANK. Only 61.803% of carbon dioxide is expelled out, not 108%, remaining used for acid formation in the stomach as well as kidneys to maintain homeostasis and acid-base balance and maintain alkaline blood. Beautiful. But chest bones have got 25 bones. Sternum is one, what you can see right in the middle. Then you have ribs on both the sides, 12 ribs on each side. There are 24 plus 1, 25. So 22 in the head, 25 in the chest. Now the third part of the axial bones, we have vertebral column, which stores the spinal cord. Brain and face is the brain. This is spinal cord. Both are important parts of the central nervous system or nervous system by and large. But here you have 30 bones. Cervical 7, thoracic 12, lumbar 5, sacrum 5, and coccyx 1. Coccyx is actually 4 fused bones as one unit. That's it. And you have 30. Now let's bring all these things together. Head and face got 22 bones. Chest has got 25. Vertebral column has 30. So totally you have 77 bones. But do you see a DIVYANK sequence there? Yes. 22 is the basic number, DIVYANK, plus 3 is 25. 25 plus 5 is 30 is another. 3 and 5 is DIVYANK sequence. How beautiful, how divine design. Lovely to start with. Now let's come to the upper extremities. Now upper extremities have got 64 bones. You have 2 clavicles, 2 scapula, 2 humerus, 2 radius, 2 ulnar. Wrist has got 8 and plus 8, 16. Hands of 19 plus 19 is 38. So totally you have 64 bones. Interesting. And at the same time, let me tell you, scapula's humerus bone size and radius size with the hand put together is the DIVYANK ratio. The radius and ulnar to the hand is also the DIVYANK ratio. This is another interesting observation which I found, how beautifully the whole nature has designed this so scientifically, so effectively. Amazing from every angle. Hats off to divinity which has created such a perfect human body. But do we value, work on, make optimum use? I'm sorry, we don't. We should at least hereafter start doing that. Then lower extremities have got 62 bones. Hips have got 2. Femur have got 2. Then you have patella, you have tibia, you have fibula. Ankle has got 7 plus 7, 14. Feet have got 19 plus 9, 38. Total 62 bones. Upper extremity is 64. Lower extremity is 62. But if you look at the both extremities put together, the number of bones in the upper arm 64 and lower arms 62. Totally you have a bones of 126. 64 plus 62 is 126. So axial bones are 77. Peripheral bones are 126. Axial bone can be called core or Shakta element, which gives you center power. And axial bones are the Shakti, the dynamic form, which I am talking about Shakti, has got 126. Now, do you see any divine mathematics in these 26, 126 and 77? Let's look at this picture and be surprised. Now, human skeleton is DIVYANK. Now, as I told you, head fixed bone 22, vertebral column 30, chest 25. So 22 plus 30 plus 25 is 77. Now both arms 64, both legs 62, put together 126. As you can see, the peripheral bone 126. Now 126 divided by 77 is 1.613363, which is as perfect close to DIVYANK as required. Don't you think it's amazing that divinity has used DIVYANK from A to Z in creating perfect universe and perfect human body, which is a replica of universe. So now you can believe when ancient Indians said the human body represents universal consciousness. We are made in the image of God. We can be with God. We have been given all the God qualities to be custodians of the world and make the world beautiful place to live with. Now everything is there within this. How do you like that? And I find it amazing. Maybe that is where I have left every economical reason, maybe as a medical doctor, as a spiritual scientist, as a surgeon, as a pharmaceutical industry, to do something which has never been done. And I think because I see the mathematical beauty, see the symbolic film, I see the divinity, and I think this is nobody else has been able to do. Let me do to the best of my ability and leave behind the legacy of something which the world needs it. Now coming to this picture, the same thing has been beautifully represented in this picture, where you can see 10.344 centers of consciousness, the chakras, and everything is represented in this. I think this is enough for the time being. I think I've enjoyed doing it, and I think we have miles and miles to go. We will go thereafter. Thank you very, very